episode of Coffee Chat Live, our weekly anti-webinar discussion here for the MSP community. So we're streaming over YouTube, Facebook, and we have a couple people on live on the stream. Today, I am here with Todd. Todd works for IT by Design. He's run and build it. He's got a lot going on. First met Todd, guess what? Almost 2 years ago now, because we skipped that whole year. Remember?
Yeah.
So
I hunted you down. I wanted that sponsorship money, brother. I wanted that sponsorship money.
Yeah. Well, Todd, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit?
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, good morning, everybody. Good morning, IT channel. Glad to be here. Happy Friday. So my name is Todd Billier. I am with IT by Design. And, I've been in the IT channel way too long. I actually went to work for my first integrator way back in 1994. Not sure if everyone was even, Daniel, I saw that look. You're like, was I even born yet? So, I started out in the field as a certified Novell netware engineer, cut my teeth doing that, came inside, took on some sales and operations roles. And now I'm the director of partner relationships for IT by Design, as well as our Build It division. And we'll get more into that a little later.
Yeah, no, I do. So Todd, this is, I said a little bit in the intro, this is the anti-webinar, 15 minutes. We keep it short. We keep it sweet, straight to the point, not too serious. But I do want to know a little bit more about what you guys have going on. You have, Build It, Build It You, all this stuff. Like, can you tell us a little bit about it? What
Absolutely.
You've been working on?
Absolutely. So everyone, pretty much everyone on the call here, you've been to a billion trade shows, most likely. And what happens when you go to a trade show? A lot of times the MSP owner goes to the trade show and goes to a breakout. Here's a great idea. Comes back to the leadership team and says, we need to do this right now. And the team looks at him like, okay, sounds great, but what's the first step? So we backed up and, IT by Design, we've been out and on the road a while. And every time we do a breakout, we always give away a template, a checklist, a scorecard. And so people always come in, literally when Cam presents, it is standing room only. People will be standing on the walls, sitting in the aisles. And so somebody came up, one of our partners, and said, hey, this is awesome. You guys should do your own event. So that's where Build It Live came from in 2019. And what's different about Build It Live is when guests arrive, we actually give them a booklet. Oh, and it's not working because of the virtual background, but it has all the templates, the checklist, everything. And then when they leave, we actually give them soft copies. So not only do you get the great idea, you learn how to do it, and you get the tools to do it. And people are like, man, that's awesome. We love this. But, there were two breakouts. I couldn't go to both breakouts. We're like, we got you. So we launched Build It University, which is basically all this type of material. Every one of the courses is MSP centric. And each and every one of them, again, not only do we teach you how to do it, we give you the tools to do it. And then our partners came back and said, hey, we want to dive deeper. So we launched our Communities of Practice, which is basically MSP executive education. They're year-long programs focused in one particular area. Like we have the John Maxwell group leading our leadership, because a lot of times MSPs, and I've seen it through the years, where a person will start an MSP, they hire some folks, and they just kind of naturally go into leadership positions, but they never learned how to lead. And the number one reason great talent leaves an organization is because they're, bad managers, and they also didn't get that professional development. So it addresses that. We've got Jack Daly coming in to lead our sales organization, international sales coach. We've got the former CMO of Chick-fil-A and the Atlanta Braves will be leading our marketing group. So these are not necessarily just channel companies. These are very well known names and experienced folks who are truly experts in their area. And these are year-long courses. Each quarter you get homework. It's like going to night school for MSPs. So,
and you dropping some names there for for the Communities of Practice. But, you definitely have a big name to drop for Build It Live. Why don't you tell a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah. We got the one, the only F-bomb dropping Gary V coming in for the house. We hope you'll join us. It's August 30th to September 1st in Jersey City. We are live, back face-to-face. No more of this virtual silliness. We hope you guys will come out. Scout will be in the house as one of our premier sponsors. And, We're expecting 500 live folks. We have 44 breakouts this year and 0 product pitches. That's and again, you're going to get all the templates, tools, checklists, and all that good stuff. And for those who were at 2019, you remember the cruise and how awesome that was. I promise you, Cam has stepped it up a notch for our offsite. Look at Jared smiling. He's like, man, I got to get to that show. I promise you, Cam has stepped it up, and she is. It's truly going to be a once in a lifetime experience. Our offsite.
That's great. If I go up to my roof, I can actually see, Jersey City and where the venue is going to be. So, once a day at least, I go up and just think about how awesome it's going to be. Drift over into it, look over into New Jersey.
Yeah.
Stand there, sip a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's awesome. We got rave reviews from both the attendees and the sponsors. In 2019, 2020, we pivoted to a virtual for once and hopefully the last time. And like I said, we're back live for 2021.
It's great. So I want to, get into a couple things, ask you a couple questions. These are, unscripted, on the fly questions. Getting ready for trade shows. Have you been back to one in person yet?
Not yet, but next month headed down to Orlando.
Oh, that's great. So heading down to Orlando for Big Red Rodeo boot camp, right?
That is correct.
That's
Cowboy
great.
up.
Yep. So, you've been to a lot of trade shows over the years. What is your favorite swag or giveaway that you've seen, or maybe some memorable ones?
I remember I went to an Ingram Micro event where they gave away these robots that shot like little round discs. But if you wanted the disc, you had to book a call.
Oh, wow.
With them. And after they call, they would send you the disc. I thought, what a great system.
That's cool. I like that. Now, so you're traveling a lot. You're out of North Carolina, right?
Correct.
What airport what's
Raleigh.
your second
RDU.
home?
RDU is the home airport.
RDU. So tell me, when you're traveling, you're on the go, what's like your essentials that you have to bring with you?
I don't know if I really have an essential, obviously, the toiletries and all that stuff, but it's funny. Before I get on any airplane, both, going, I don't care what time it is in the morning, or coming back, and I don't care what time it is at night, I get an orange Gatorade and a packet of peanut M&Ms. It's just my thing.
That's great. That's I have a ritual like that. If it's in the morning, at night, not really, but if it's in the morning, I go and I get one of those big juices, and then I drink a whole coffee and then a whole water bottle. And then I just, have to go to the bathroom the entire flight and
guilty,
totally stress myself out. But it is like, I look forward to that. All right. So you've been traveling around the country, around the world, for a while now. What's your favorite city to visit for an MSP event, and maybe for not an MSP event?
Last year I went over to, or in 2019, I went to Australia twice. And the second time we were actually in Golden Beach or something. It's a surf area. And I told Sonny, I'm like, hey, you send me back there again, I cannot promise I'm coming home. I may just have to stay.
That's great. So Todd, one other segment that we took from, your Build It Live keynote speaker, overrated, underrated. It's on his YouTube channel, his Instagram, everything. We name topics and you tell us whether they're overrated or whether they're underrated, and a little bit about why.
Okay.
So I'll start out. You guys at IT by Design and Build IT, everything you have going on. You have your communities of practice, and they're purposely called communities of practice and not peer groups. So I want to say peer groups, overrated or underrated?
I'm gonna say underrated, and the reason is I think peer groups. Well, I know peer groups have their spot. I have seen partners grow phenomenally. There's a lot of value in getting around with your peers and understanding the common challenges. So that I would say that there's still definitely a good spot for them. I've been involved in a lot of them. I've been a member of the HTG peer groups. Mm-hmm. I've been very active with the Ingram Micro Venture Tech, now called TrustX. I've been involved with Synex's Varnex communities, and some of my greatest learnings and even some of my best mentors have come out of those peer groups.
That's great. It's great. All right. So next one, you're traveling a lot, going to different cities. I know a lot of people get obsessed when they're traveling about airport lounges. They try to get certain credit cards, certain points. What do you think? Overrated, underrated?
Domestically, overrated. Internationally, underrated. Man, there is nothing better than after you get off that 22-hour flight, you got a quick couple-hour layover, go catch a shower. It just rejuvenates you.
That it feels like you're reminiscing on something there that you've.
Yeah, we in 2019 I went to Australia twice and India once. It was 200 plus nights on the road in 2019.
Wow, that's it's a lot. So, all right. So another one here, IT related, USBC. It's been, we had to change all our micros out for USB-Cs. I got my computer chargers USB-C, but I can never seem to find a charger. There's some benefits, maybe not. Overrated, underrated.
Oh man, that's a tough one because I am a geek at heart. I love the fact that if we can get everything to USB-C, it'd be great. But listen, Apple, I know you're not really watching, but listen, Apple, we need our ports back, okay? Especially the SD reader, because carrying all those dongles is a pain in the, well, you know what Gary Vee would say.
That's great. All right, let's go right into it. Apple products, overrated, underrated?
Overpriced. I would say they're underrated. They really do just work. They work phenomenally. The whole reason I'm an Apple guy is way back in the day, I had an HP multimedia PC, and this was back when I was a field engineer. I was out fixing everybody else's stuff all day long. And I came home and my computer didn't work. And I'm like, I just want something that works. And that was when Apple was doing their campaign of It Just Works. And I'm like, that's it. I'm going to get an Apple. And I've never looked back.
There you go. Yeah, I just bought one of the M1 laptops a couple months ago. My PC that I had for 10 years replaced every single part of it. There's one part, it was just the motherboard that hadn't been replaced. And it was like not booting right. And I was like, all right, so I can go spend a couple $100, place the motherboard, reinstall everything, or I could just go buy.
Just go buy it, bring it home. I hit the button, it works every time. And I don't know if I could leave the Apple ecosystem just because of like AirDrop and iMessage. I am such a huge fan.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I got. Now because I have a Pixel for my phone, so I got iMessage on the computer now, and I have a couple chats there.
Yeah.
All right, I would probably get in trouble if we didn't mention this on the call. We have our companies have a relationship for a knock and sock partnership. So for MSPs, building out that 24/7, that knock and sock partnership, is it overrated or is it underrated?
So underrated. If you are an MSP today and you are not making that transition over to MSSP and you are not leading with security, you are leaving huge piles of cash on the table. And most likely you're going to lose a lot of your partners. Security is front and center. I mean, when was the last time a full, work week went through that we didn't hear about this breach or that breach or something? Security. And the other thing I would focus on today would probably be security.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're getting to the 15-minute mark here. Todd, I want to give you an opportunity. Any final words, any closing thoughts?
Folks, if you enjoy this type of lighthearted, fun, just focused, educational, when it comes right down to it, content, I really hope you'll come out and join us for Build It. You can find out everything you need to know at buildit-live.net. And hope you'll go out, register, get your early bird ticket. That is going to be ending soon. Shh, don't tell no one, but go get that deal.
I'll be there too.
Again, Gary, Mr. F-Bomb himself, I actually could not believe that Cam actually booked him after watching a couple of his videos. It is his very first live appearance at an IT channel event.
Wow.
We're super excited about it. And then on top of that, the first day, we have Dr. Larry coming in. He's going to do his Make a Difference workshop where you find out if you're a monkey, a camel, a lion, or a turtle, and how to work together personality-wise. If those who haven't been through it, it is phenomenal. That workshop alone is worth way more than the cost of admission. Plus, you get 2 full days of breakouts.
Yeah. That's great. I know so many MSPs live by that. Like when I first got introduced, people would be like, what are you?
Yep. I am 100% monkey right there.
Love that. All right. Well, thanks for your time, Todd. Been great. Awesome to have you on. Great to talk to you. We're going to close it out just to, always short and sweet. And we'll see everyone next week.
Thank you. Thank you, Team Scout. Thank you, IT Channel.